of Polytechnic, the Polytechnic Itori. You are welcome, sir. Once we also want to introduce and invite to the high table to join our Vice Chancellor, the President of the Nigerian Malacological Society, Professor Lawrence Ibom. Also, the immediate past president of the Nigerian Malacological Society, Dr. Aki Nusi, she also joined the Vice Chancellor on the to invite the director of the Institute of Vocational Research in Agriculture, IVOTRA, and also the chairman of the local organizing committee, Professor A.T. Olawumi, to also join the Vice Chancellor on the high table. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to especially recognize the presence of the Dean of Cosmos. The Dean of Cosmos, the Dean of Cosmos is here represented. Yes, the Dean of Cosmos. Also, we welcome you to this August occasion. Thank you very much. And also the Dean of Coham, Professor Ikotun. She also come forward, please.
I hope you will celebrate the host dean. Put your hands together once again. Professor A.T. Ikotun, the Dean of College of Agriculture and Hospitality Management, to the high table. You are welcome, ma'am. All right. Next on to be recognized is our keynote address. Our keynote address speaker is no one else than Professor I.A. Ayodele of the Department of Wildlife and Ecotourism Management, University of Ibadan. A round of applause, please. Professor Ayodele is a reputable scholar, a respected professor, and let me inform you that he was the supervisor of our Vice Chancellor for his PhD, Professor Ayodele, our own dear Vice Chancellor. Is our keynote address speaker. Thank you, distinguished. So he would be speaking on snail production and utilization for health and wealth creation. Now I want to invite one of our plenary session speakers, and he will be speaking on value addition of snail farming for wealth creation. Please, a round of applause as I invite Professor B.J.O. Ayorinde, the former Dean of Vocational and College of Vocational and Technology Education, COFTED, and the present HOD of Wildlife Department, College of Agriculture and Hospitality. Professor Ayorinde, is he around? Okay, let me go on. The second presenter for the plenary session, and he will be speaking on snail utilization for tribal medicine, homeopathy, and holistic health. Professor A.J. Abiono of the Department of Animal Physiology, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Nigeria. A round of applause, please. All right. As our dignitaries arrive, we are going to continue the introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to welcome you, and I would like to invite for the welcome address.
Thank you very much. We want to use this opportunity to welcome all the award recipients, the award of fellowship, and also honorary award recipients that are present. Thank you very much. You are welcome.
All right, to take the welcome address is the local organizing committee chairman himself and the director of Institute of Vocational Training and in Agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's make welcome Professor A.T. Olawunmi for the welcome address. A round of applause, please.
The Vice Chancellor and the management team of TASUED University of Education, the National President of Nigerian Malacological Society, my Dean, Professor T.O. Ikotun, and my other consultant, the Dean of Courses, Professor Adejoye. Our Baba and the taproot of academics, Professor Ayowu Ayodele, all the national officers, my general manager at Illusion Estate Limited, you are most welcome. I joyfully welcome members of Nigerian Malacological Society, Snail Farmers Association of Nigeria, and indeed all enthusiasts of molluscal species to the 12th edition of the Nigerian Malacological Society Conference, which is being hosted by TASUED through IVOTRA. IVOTRA commenced in 2007, and it has the mandate to train middle-level manpower in different aspects of agric to complement existing and old research institutes. Our mandate includes giving opportunity to researchers to exhibit their research findings in different media, such as news bulletins, newsletters, workshops, conferences, symposia, and research journals. The Institute has experienced remarkable production occasioned by its adequately trained staffs and personnel through that are grounded in the needed skills and mastery of various aspects of agriculture, bordering on fish farming, honey production, vegetable farming, snail production, greenhouse technology, plantation agriculture, and other allied areas of agriculture. As of today, the Institute had attracted several collaboration and partnership with organizations such as Nigeria Conservation Foundation, Lagos, Raw Material Research and Development in Abuja, Nigeria's Top Produce Research in Ilorin, Polaris Bank, Stanbic Bank, Continental Insurance Limited, and Eve Green Agroalite Limited, with activities bordering on research and production of various livestock and crops, such as massive environmental conservation activities that are translated to planting and establishment of over 5,000 seedlings of both indigenous and exotic species. Nonetheless, the Institute is open to further collaboration and partnership, and I'm sure with this achievement by the university, more collaboration will be coming through the Institute as soon as possible. Nigerian Malacological Society started in 2012 at FUNAP under the name Network on Giant African Land Snail. Of course, I was part of the inaugural meeting of this society. It's my candid expectation that this year's conference will culminate into significant success and in part, as presentations are lined up, both scientific and practical aspects of mollusks industry in Nigeria. The importance of mollusks especially the giant African land snails in particular, cannot be overemphasized. Achatina and Achatina species have been known to be acceptable delicacies in Nigeria, and most people eat them with relish and are willing to pay premium prices to have a bite of them. This is in addition to the opportunity to exporting them to Europe and America, thereby boosting the economic income of their country through this crawling creature that is called snails. One of the focus of this conference is also to galvanize the All Farmers Association of Nigeria Ogun State branch to make the Snail Farmers Association of Nigeria not only functional, but proactive arising from this conference to ensure a national rebirth of the association. I wish to conclude by appreciating those who made this conference a success. First and foremost, the management of TASUED University of Education, my dependable student, the National Executive of NMS, my wonderful LOC members, the awardees, our sponsors, and not to forget the philanthropists, among other eminent personalities here, whose donation and presence made the opening ceremony a wonderful and memorable event. Thank you very much. To all the participants at this conference, from far and near, attending virtually and physically, I hope our individual expectations at this conference will be met, and I wish everyone the benefit or the sacrifice of attending the meeting. While you are here, kindly take advantage of the conference to explore the glaring beauty and greatness of TASUED, tour the natural and exotic endowments within and around the campus, which has been put in place by the LOC. I encourage you not to miss the trail. Please feel at home throughout your time here. Once again, thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we take the next item, which is the presidential address by the president of Nigerian Malacological Society, please permit me to recognize all the National Executive Committee members of NMS. I have already recognized the president. Now, the vice president of the society is Professor J.A. Omole. A round of applause, please. You are welcome, sir. Then, please, I want to recognize the secretary of the society, Dr. J.A. Abiono. A round of applause, please. Also, the treasurer of the society is no one else than Professor Mrs. B.N. Ejidike. A round of applause. Also, the financial secretary is Professor Mrs. C.I. Ebenebe. A round of applause, please. The PRO of the society is Mr. A.O. Oropo. A round of applause, please. And the editor-in-chief of NMS is Dr. I.E. Ebenso. A round of applause, please. The assistant editor-in-chief is Professor K.O. Ademolu. A round of applause, please. So this is the organizers of this program. Thank you.
Once again, I want to specially recognize the presence of the Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service, ably head by the Controller General in person of Dr. Vincent Asigbe. And we have here represented the Controller General, ACGQ Dr. Emeka Asegbu, who also is the HOD of Agricultural Animal Quarantine. You are welcome, sir. Also, we have ACGQ Dr. Favor Onovo in our presence. We also have CQ Dr. Esemeje David, and also DCQ Dr. Kekere Ayotomewa. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, just like we told you at the point of introduction, I said that we are going to give out a lot of awards at this conference. So please permit me to read out the awardees. In no particular order, ladies and gentlemen, can we celebrate Professor Lawrence Ibom, the National President of NMS. He is one of the awardees at this conference. Also, we have on that list Professor Ejidike. A round of applause, please. That's another awardee. We also have Professor T.O.S. Popola on the list. A round of applause, please. You are welcome, sir. Thank you very much. And the Kabiyesi, the Olokine of Ojowo in Ijebu-Igbo, Oba Yomi Banjo. Please, a round of applause as we welcome the Royal Highness. Also on that list, and we'll be collecting awards at this conference, Dr. David Ige. A round of applause, please. We also have Prince Dr. Habib Stephen, also on that list. A round of applause, please. And Dr. Samson Adeola Odedino, another awardee. A round of applause, please. Now, may I request the president of NMS to come for his presidential address. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's make welcome Professor L.A. Ibom. A round of applause, please.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this 12th edition of our physical conference. The visitor to TASUED University, in person of His Excellency, Dr. Prince Dapo Abiodun, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Banjo, ably represented by Professor Fatade, the principal officers of the university, the Director, Institute of Vocational Training and Research in Agriculture, the chairman, and all members of Committee of Provosts, Deans, and Academic Directors, the head, Department of Agricultural Science, Royal Fathers here present, NMS Steering Committee, Council, Fellows, and National Executive Council members, second set of NMS Fellow Designates, their families and friends, the keynote speaker, plenary speakers and workshop facilitators, the LOC chairman and secretary, chairman, scientific committee, and other members of the LOC, invited guests, participants, researchers, scientists, snail farmers, entrepreneurs, students, and lovers of snail, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, great TASUEDites, you are all welcome to this 2024 Nigerian Malacological Society Annual Conference. By way of introduction, it is with great joy that I stand before you to address this esteemed audience on the occasion of our 12th Annual Physical Conference. Foremost, I should reference the Almighty God for this opportunity of our gathering again in the month of August 2024. May God alone be praised for not allowing us to miss our conference this year. On behalf of the steering committee, council, fellows, National Executive Committee, and distinguished members of NMS, I welcome everybody here present to this auspicious conference, the 12th International Physical Conference / workshop of our society, holding here at Tertiary University of Education, Ijebode, Ogun State. Looking at the timing of our conference last year and even this year, one might be tempted to ask whether there is no traditional month for NMS conferences. I wish to emphatically state that the traditional month of NMS conference is June. It is the reason I started my address by returning thanksgiving to God Almighty. We were almost missing this 2024 event because of venue crisis. On this note, I wish to, on behalf of the steering committee, council, fellows, National Executive Committee members, and distinguished members of NMS, thank the management of Tertiary University of Education for accepting to host us, even at very short notice. I also want to acknowledge and appreciate the efforts of Professor Kehinde Ademolu in ensuring that the 2024 NMS conference is a reality. The doggedness and resilience of our Mama Snail, Dr. F.A.O. Akinusi, we received the blessing of Professor O.A. Oshinawa, Chairman of NMS Steering Committee and Council, gave credence to the reality of having a society solely for snail researchers, farmers, entrepreneurs, students, and lovers of snail. Besides, the need for advances in snail production practices in Nigeria led to the formation of NMS, which started as NetGals in 2012 at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Undoubtedly, Professor O.A. Oshinawa is the brain behind the formation of our society. Also worthy of note is Emeritus Professor Ademola Segun, who describes several tropical animals, including snails, which were hitherto neglected or unknown. His enthusiasm forms the foundation for snail research in Nigeria. Since 2012, when the conference was inaugurated, there has been modest progress in our collective effort to move snail research and studies from where it was to where we want it to be. This year's conference is one of the processes of such efforts. A cursory look at the Nigerian Malacological Society annual conferences. The NMS started at FUNAB as Research Network on Giant African Land Snails in 2012. Since then, the Society's conference has become an annual event. In all our conferences, honor is always bestowed on deserving persons, researchers, farmers, captains of industry, royal fathers, entrepreneurs, etc. Below are past conference themes, venues, dates, and recipients of NMS Awards of Honor. This is intended to refresh our memory and chart a way forward. Like I said, we started in Abeokuta. That conference theme was Snail Production for Sustainable Livelihood and Good Health. The conference venue and host was Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, 2012. Our recipients were Emeritus Professor Ademola Segun. The second conference had the title or theme, Climate Change and Sustainable Giant African Land Snails Production. Conference venue and date, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, 2013. Award recipient, Professor O.A. Oshinawa. Number 3 in the series, with a theme, Snail Production for Sustainable Development and Good Health. It was held at Federal College of Education, Ushele, Abeokuta in 2014. The award recipient was our own Dr. F.A.O. Akinusi. The fourth conference with a theme, the place of snail farming in agricultural, industrial, pharmaceutical, and economic transformation in Nigeria, was hosted by Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, in 2015. The award recipient was Professor Basi Okon. The fifth conference with the theme, Sustainable Snail Farming as an Enterprise for Economic Development, was hosted by the University of Calabar in 2016. And the recipient was Dr. Mrs. B.N. Ejidike. The sixth conference with a theme, Snail, Harnessing Bioresources for Food Security and National Development, was hosted by Federal University of Technology, Akure, in 2017. And the recipients of our honor were Dr. M.O. Omidiji and Elder J.A. Amushon. The seventh edition was with a theme, Wealth Creation and Food Security through Snail Production and Research. It was hosted by the Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, IART, More Plantation Ibadan, in 2018. The award recipients were Professor J.A. Omole, Dr. M.O. Omidiji, Elder J.A. Amushon, and Professor Adebowale. The eighth edition of our conference with the theme Sustainable Snail Production for Food and Wealth Creation in the Humid Forest Ecosystem was hosted by the University of Uyo, and the recipients of our award were Dr. L.A. Ibom, Dr. K.O. Ademolu, Dr. Glory Edet, and Mr. Peter Ajoge. Our ninth physical conference was with the theme, was a visual conference due to COVID-19 when the whole world was locked down. We did not want to miss any action, so we went virtually, and the conference was well attended globally. The 10th conference, and of course, the 11th or the 9th physical conference was with the theme, Sustainable Snail Farming for Ecological Safety, Socioeconomic Inclusion, and Food Security in Nigeria. It was hosted by University of Port Harcourt, and the recipients of our award were Dr. J.A. Abiono, Dr. I.E. Ebensu, Professor S.N. Deke, Professor Ibisime Etela, and Dr. Ebini Ansa. The 11th in the series of our conference, but the 10th physical conference, had a theme exploring the potentials of mollusks for sustainable livelihood and food security. It was hosted by Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria, Ibadan, in 2022. Our honorees that year were the first set of NMS fellows. It was a colorful event. And then in the series of our conferences, but the 11th physical conference was with the theme Mollusks for the Living, Food Security, Medicine, and Research. It was hosted by Obafemi Awolowo University in the year 2023, and our recipients were Mr. Ukonu Yu Ukonu, Mr. Oluwafemi O. Roland, His Royal Majesty Oba Dr. Hamid A.M. Oyelude, and His Royal Highness Oba Joseph O. Toriola. Our 13th conference, and of course, our 12th physical conference is where we are today, holding here in the campus of National University of Education with the theme Snail Production and Utilization for Health and Wealth Creation. You've heard those to be honored read unto you. Ijagun 2024. Once again, members of NMS are in the serene, welcoming land of Ogun State, but this time not in in Abeokuta, but in Ijebode, the Tertiary University of Education, a new generation university of learning, established in 2005 by the administration of Otumba Benga Daniel, is playing host to this August meeting in the month of August. This university is unique with the distinguishing selling formula of 128. The meaning is first in Nigeria, second in Africa, and 8 in the world. That is to say that Tertiary University of Education is the first university of education in Nigeria, the second in Africa, and the 8th in the world. Can we clap to that? TASUED is the global reference point for the ongoing quest in rebranding the education sector in Nigeria. The NMS conference of 2024 is titled Ijegun 2024, has its main theme as snail production and utilization for health and wealth creation. The theme for this meeting is appropriate, especially going by the food insecurity in Nigeria, which has plunged several families into a series of nutritional diseases. The phylum Mollusca consists of about 85,000 extinct species, with a class Gastropoda, where the giant African land snail belongs as the most important and capable of providing succor for many Nigerians. The conference will afford participants the opportunity to examine the snail industry and its value chain in the country. The goal or greatest economic value or turnover from gals is the fluid or hemolymph, which is of great medicinal and pharmaceutical uses, but is yet to be adequately tapped or wasted in the processing of snail meat. I am delighted that, going by the theme of this year's conference, presentations are expected on the useful medicinal products without necessarily sacrificing the snail. I wish to announce to this great audience that the 10th edition of our journal, the Journal of Molluscan Research, JMRO, which is now highly rated by tertiary institutions for assessment of academics, will be launched in this conference. The first edition of the journal was unveiled in 2014 at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. Academics are therefore encouraged to patronize the journal, especially now that it has moved or entered its second digit phase. The 10th edition will be launched in this conference. Conclusion. It is my utmost expectation that this year's conference will witness significant success and impact positively on participants. With a well-articulated team, I wish to appreciate those who made this conference successful, including NMS Steering Committee, Council, Fellows, National Executive Committee, members of NMS, the LOC, invited speakers, the second set of NMS Fellow Designate, Professor L.A. Bom and Professor Mrs. B. Enejidike, awardees, the authorities of tertiary university education, sponsors, all in attendance. I sincerely hope you will take advantage of the serene environment, familiarize yourselves, and discover new things about the land. God, who has been keeping us and brought us safely from far and near to this conference, will see us through in Jesus' name. Amen. My best wishes to all participants as you have a successful, safe, fruitful, and rewarding meeting. Thank you. Thank you.
Once again, a round of applause for the President of Nigerian Malacological Society, please. Thank you very much for the opening speech. And before we go further, let me quickly say that we have two categories of award here today. The fellowship award that's going to be received by Professor Lawrence Ibom, Professor Benedict Ejike, and Professor TOS Popola. Also, we have the honorary award that is going to be received by Dr. Prince Abib Stephen Temitokbe. We also have His Royal Majesty, His Royal Majesty Oba Abdurrashid Banjo, Dr. David Ige, and as well Dr. David Adiola, who was the former Commissioner for Agriculture in Ogun State. Once again, let me quickly recognize the presence of the CEO of King's Farm, is Prince Dr. Habib Stephen Temitokwe. You are welcome.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to commend the presidential address of the president of NMS. It was expository. Can we please put our hands together once again for him? Professor L.A. Ibom is the only professor in the whole of the country that is sharing surname with a state in this country. He's the only professor sharing surname with a state. Ibom, yes, thank you very much, sir. All right. As the presidential address was on, one of our plenary session presenters walked in. Though we had already recognized him before, but because he's now here, I would like you to join me as I officially and specially welcome the plenary session one presenter, Professor BJO Ayorinde. A round of applause, please. You are welcome, sir. Professor Ayorinde was the former dean of COVTED, College of Vocational and Technology Education, and currently he is the head of department, Fisheries Department, College of Agriculture and Hospitality Management. Now we want to take the welcome remark, and that's going to be taken on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor O.S. Banjo, this reputable professor of mathematics, who was the former rector of DS Adegbenro ICT Polytechnics and currently the provost of postgraduate schools, Taishola University of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Alfred Olufemi Fatade. A round of applause, please.
Good day, everyone. And for our visitors to Taishola University of Education, you are highly welcome. And as you have arrived here safely, by the time you're finishing this workshop, you will return to your destination peacefully and safely in Jesus' name. The opening address delivered on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of Taishola University of Education, Professor Oluwole S. Banjo, at the 12th Annual Conference of the Nigerian Malacological Society, NMS, held at the Tet Fund Auditorium, Taishola University of Education, Ijagun, Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State in Nigeria, on Tuesday, the 13th August, 2024. All principal officers of the university in absentia, Professor Ibukunoluwa Augustine Ayodele, the keynote speaker, you are highly welcome. The deans and directors of Taishola University of Education, the heads of departments, the lead paper presenters, and all the awardees, conference participants, distinguished colleagues, guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this historic occasion, specifically the 12th International Conference of the Nigerian Malacological Society, NMS. I understand that this society kicked off its maiden edition of the conference at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, about a decade ago, and had successfully organized 11 editions on diverse but relevant themes on giant African land snails, gulls, which from time immemorial our people have used for food and a source of medications for various ailments. The TASUED University of Education, first in Nigeria, second in Africa, and eighth in the world, otherwise known as Formula 128 University, is involved in research on giant African land snails in various centers and departments, including the Institute of Vocational Training and Research in Agriculture, IVOTRA, departments of agricultural sciences, biological education, chemistry, and so on. In the areas of biology, physiology, nutrition, genetics, and production of gas. I am particularly pleased to welcome the keynote speaker, who is coincidentally my PhD supervisor, Professor Ibukunoluwa Augustine Ayodele of the Department of Wildlife and Ecotourism, University of Ibadan. So we have professors and we have other professors. Sonny Ade will talk about Oba, Tungba, Idobale Oba. We want to thank you, sir, for your activities and your mentorship. In fact, if the Vice Chancellor had been here physically, if not for the exigencies of duties, he would have, seen your Oga, seen somebody that brought you up. And today, I think your joy will be full that you are coming here at a place where your former student is the chief executive of the institution. We welcome you, sir. Thank you very much. The conference team, snail production and utilization for health and wealth creation, is not only timely but particularly relevant in times like this, when protein malnutrition with its attendant growth and health implications are rampant, occasioned by harsh socio-economic challenges and poverty in the country. As science tries to catch up with the age-old cultural uses of the giant African land snails, and the effect of climate change may be contributing to the availability and biological sources of the giant African land snail. I wish to assure this gathering that eminent scholars of this university will continue to support research and development in this vital area of research. As some of you may be visiting this university for the first time, permit me to briefly speak about its historical development. TASUED University of Education evolved from the Aswile Ogun State College of Education in 2005 with the triple mandate of teaching, research, and community development to produce the needed manpower equipped with the pedagogy for teaching at various levels of education. The university has grown in leaps and bounds and currently has a student population of over 20,000 and academic staff strength with higher proportion possessing doctoral degrees spread across 6 colleges. The Institute of Vocational Training and Research in Agriculture, IVOTRA, was established in 2007 by the university management in furtherance of its research and community outreach mandates. As at today, the institute has attracted several collaborations and partnerships with organizations such as Nigeria Conservation Foundation, NCF, Lagos, Raw Material Research and Development Council, RMRDC, Abuja, Nigerian Stored Produce Research, Ilorin, Polaris Bank, PLC, Stanbic Bank, PLC, and Continental Reinsurance, among others. These collaborations have attracted activities covering research and production of various livestock and crops, as well as massive environmental conservation activities involving planting of over 5,000 indigenous and exotic tree species at its site on 50 hectares of land at Imaka, an immediate community of the university. This gives the institute a broad base from which to study, understand, and significantly contribute towards solving some of Nigeria's key developmental issues. The historic city of Ijebu-Ode, our host community, Ijagun, and other adjoining towns and villages have many tourist attractions, and I encourage first-timers to visit the Yemoji Water Springs, Awujale Palace, popular Ojude Oba Square, and so on. I also invite you to familiarize yourself with the entire university campus to feel the wind of our leadership in entrepreneurial and vocational studies at our Center for Entrepreneurial and Vocational Studies, CENFOS, IVOTRA Demonstration Greenhouse Farm, Creative Arts Gallery, Herbert Ogunde Cultural Center at Ososa, and a host of other landmark centers for a splendid experience. Be rest assured of the traditional TASUED hospitality. On this cheerful note, it is my pleasure to declare this 12th annual conference of the Nigerian Malacological Society open. Thank you, and God bless.
On behalf of the President of the Nigerian Malacological Society, we appreciate the Vice Chancellor, represented by our dear Professor Olufemi Fatade. Thank you very much, sir. While the presentation by the Vice Chancellor was on, one of our audience comes in, and that is in the person of His Royal Majesty, His Royal Highness, the Olokine of Ojowo, Dr. Abdurrashid Banjo, ably represented by the Olori, Mrs. Omotobi Banjo. You are welcome. Okay, on this note, we go to the next thing on the agenda, which is the presentation of the keynote address. I'm a bit, I didn't know how to invite our father, the supervisor of my own Oga, the Vice Chancellor of the university, because we have to present his citation, but I will not want to stress him by standing up, so I will stand up on his behalf. So, permit me to invite Professor Ibikunoluwa Austin Ayodele, the keynote speaker of today's occasion. You can sit, please step forward, sir. We'll give you a chair. While Prof sits, that we present a citation, I will stand on his behalf.
Please sit down. Please sit down. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the citation of our father, Professor Ibikunoluwa Augustine Ayodele. Professor Ibikunoluwa Augustine Ayodele was born in Sabomi, Ilaje, Eseo, the local government area of Ondo State, to the family of Pa Ayodele Hale, who is a native of Akure, in Akure South local government area, and Madam Ibidapomola Ayodele, ni follower of Akure in Akure South local government area of Ondo State. Professor Ibikunoluwa Ayodele began his primary school education in 1964 at Methodist Primary School, Sabomi, in the present SL, the local government area of Ondo State, where his father sojourned selling clothes to Ijaw and Ilaje people, and his mother was a wholesaler of fish. He attended Oyemekun Grammar School, Akure, from 1971 to 1975 for his West African Examination School certificate, where he maintained a first position throughout his secondary education. He also attended Ondo Boys High School, Ondo, for his higher education certificate from 1976 to 1978. Remarkably, he was the senior prefect of his primary school as well as the chapel prefect at secondary school. He was admitted into the University of Ibadan in September 1979, and he obtained his BSc in Agriculture with honors in Fishery Management in 1983. He also obtained his MSc in Wildlife Management and Utilization in 1985 and his PhD in Wildlife and Ecotourism in 1988. He commenced his academic career as the National Youth Service Corps member in 1984 in the Department of Wildlife and Fishery Management, after which he was employed as a graduate assistant in the same department in 1984. And in 1985, as an assistant lecturer, he was upgraded to lecturer 2 in 1988, and in 1991, he was promoted to the grade of a lecturer 1. In 1994, he became a senior lecturer. His academic career was capped with professorship in wildlife and ecotourism management in October 1999. Professor Ayodele has served at the university in the following capacities: departmental and undergraduate coordinator. He also served as a departmental postgraduate coordinator, the timetable and general studies coordinator, the sub-dean, undergraduate, Faculty of Agriculture and Forestry. He has served as a task force member, University of Ibadan Zoo, a member of Internal Revenue Board, University of Ibadan Senate, 1997 to date. He is the assistant hall warden, Bello Hall, and Hall Master of Kuti Hall. Is a member, Senior Staff Disciplinary Committee, a member of the Faculty of Agriculture and Forestry Curriculum, Senior Staff Disciplinary Committee, member, Faculty of Agriculture and Forestry Curriculum Review Committee. the acting head of wildlife and fishery management in 1997 to 1999. He headed the wildlife and fishery management in 2000 to 2003, and a pioneer head Department of Wildlife and Ecotourism Management in 2013 to 2016. He was the chairman, Albert Dam Tourism Development Committee, University Management, University of Ibadan, and a member, Water Supply and Production Committee, University of Ibadan. Outside the university, he has held appointment as visiting professor in several universities, including the Delta State University, Adekunle Ajasi University, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Nasarawa State University, and University of Port Harcourt. And he has been appointed the external examiner and assessor in over 35 institutions within and outside Nigeria. He has either been a chairman or member of panels of accreditation of programs in 30 universities under the auspices of the National University Commission. He has also been the chairman of panel of accreditation of programs in 10 polytechnics and 4 colleges of agriculture, forestry, and wildlife under the auspices of the National Board for Technical Education, MBTE. He has served as a consultant to Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, the United Nations Children's Forum, which is UNICEF, the International Livestock Research Institute, ILRI, the West African Rice Development Association, WADA, the World Wildlife Fund, WWF, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, Nigerian Conservation Foundation, NCF, the United Nations Development Program, ANDP, the World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, the Oil Company and Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA consultant to many oil companies and industry under the auspices of the Federal Ministry of Environment. He has also prepared minimum academic standard for postgraduate program for the Nigerian University in Tourism programs. He has also been a chairman, National University Commission, NUC panel for minimum academic standard for tourism undergraduate programs. He has been the chairman of NUC panel of resource verification of programs in 26 universities. He is a member of several professional associations, which include the Forestry Association of Nigeria, the Fishery Society of Nigeria. He's a member of the Wildlife Management Society of Nigeria. He's a member of the Zoological Society of Nigeria, a member of the Zoological Society of London, a member of Royal Zoological Society of Scotland, a member of Ecological Society of Nigeria, the life member of Forestry Association of Nigeria. He is a fellow of Fisheries Society of Nigeria, FFS, a fellow of Forest and Forest Products Society, FFPS, a fellow of Hospitality and Tourism Management Association of Nigeria, PATMAN, and the pioneer national president of the Wildlife Management Society of Nigeria. He has won several awards and honors, which include the Western State Scholarship for O levels, Ondo State Scholarship for undergraduate, the Federal Government Scholarship for postgraduate studies, and the British Council Award, University of Ibadan Senate Research Grant, Africa Travel Association Award, and others. Professor Ayodele has successfully supervised 65 PhD theses, 5 MPhils, several MSc dissertations, and BSc projects. Some of his PhD students are vice chancellors, deputy vice chancellors, dean, head of department, professors, associate professors, senior lecturers, others, and permanent secretaries, deputy conservation directors, general directors, and high-ranking officers in government and public parastatals. His research activity has generated over 190 publications, more than 100% of which were published after his promotion to the rank of professor in 1999. His specialization include wildlife, tourism, biodiversity management, environmental management, and fishery recreation. In the course of his diverse professional services, he has visited several countries in different continents across the globe. Professor Ibukun Ayodele's personal interests include farming, traveling, photography, music, nature walks, fishing, leisure and tourism, swimming, counseling, teamwork, and mentoring. Outside Nigeria, he has been an external assessor to many universities in the United Kingdom, the United States of America, South Africa, Ghana, India, China, Germany, Sierra Leone, Cameroon, and Benin Republic. He is happily married to Mrs. Francisca Iyabode Ayodele, who is the Deputy Registrar in the University of Ibadan, and their marriage is blessed with children and grandchildren. Thank you.
My chief host, that's the Vice Chancellor. Professor yes, Banjo. Oluwole Sikiru Banjo. Other principal officers of the university here present, the national president of the Malacological Society of Nigeria, MSN, Professor Andy Ibo. I was his external examiner. When it was I think you are defending your PhD there. So that. And his team. I salute the team also. The honorable commissioners of Ogun State, other government functionaries, royal fathers here present. Mommy, I greet you. Business Magos, the host and director, Institute of Vocational Training and Research in Agriculture, Professor A.T. Olawumi, members of the local organizing committee, gentlemen of the press, great TASUED, greatest TASUED, a million booster for you. In Nigeria, mullahs serve as a significant and essential part of the diet of the people of Cross River and Akwa Ibom states, the Shekiris, Yorubas, and many other coastal tribes. Ibom, I think I support you. Professor Ibom, I support you. You are from that area. Mullahs are recognized as important military base for both ecology and economy. Andreas and Team 2019. They are diverse invertebrates that inhabit a variety of niches in freshwater, marine and terrestrial habitats, making them significant to the ecology. Mollusks make up the second largest invertebrates and most successful group nest in insects. The estimate of number of species of mollusks today varies from 80,000, that is to 135,500 species. These about 5,000 species. I don't want to mention all these the references. Many freshwater mollusks are known as important food source for humans, such as clams and snails. Freshwater mollusks have been known to place roles in the public and veterinary health, and thus need to be significantly exploited more extensively. Freshwater mollusks play a vital role in the economy and tradition of the people of West Bengal in India, serving as food of more than 80% of their population. The use of freshwater mollusks as protein-rich food is very much in practice in a number of countries. India, Taiwan, Formosa, the Philippines, Thailand, reports by Burchett et al. 2005. Gastrops are the most varied class in the phylum Mollusca, with between 65,000 and 80,000 species of snails and slugs. Snails are known over the years as the commonest gastropod, which serves as human food. Akinus, 2014. The snail has therapeutic, nutritional, cosmetic benefits, and numerous studies have shown how beneficial snail slime is to people. Preparation made from snail slime are effective and very efficient for treating TB, anthrax, and wound healing, as well as improving the appearance of the skin. Let me tell you, my dear audience, I eat snail nearly every week. I like snail because it's very important to me personally. It also is beneficial in treating obesity. That's why I'm very slim. It reduces obesity. Banjo, please eat snail. You understand? I'm sorry that I'm mentioning it was my student before. I'm sorry that again, I think you have to pardon me for mentioning on you. Hypertension, anemia, atherosclerosis, and since it is abundant in protein, iron and calcium, and low in sodium, fat, and cholesterol. Very low in cholesterol. In Southwest Nigeria, traditional ethnomedicine, the African giant nancy is used. It's used in recipes to treat a variety of illness and conditions. Therefore, opined Akinusi 1998 opined that prior studies have demonstrated the potential benefits of utilizing several formulations that contain snails for the treatment of smallpox, heredity, and reproduction. Snail farming in Nigeria, importance and prospects. The importance of snail farming cannot be overemphasized because of the great prospects in the business. To many researchers, snailry or agriculture is a money-spending business. Odunaya, 1998. Unfortunately, later, Odunaya aspired a PhD. It's no more. I think some people know Odunaya. He worked on. Prof, you know Odunaya? It's late now, but aspired his PhD. He really worked on this. The amount of capital required for the establishment of a snailry is apparently small, and the practice requires little labor with no strenuous physical extension. Physically challenged people, including the dumb, the lame, deaf, can also carry out the work. Snails generally are noiseless and quite easy to handle. They can be reared in urban environment without infringing on the peace of neighbors, unlike other animals that will be making noise. They will not do that. The practice also has the need for small space requirement. Besides, snails have been shown to adapt to various environmental conditions. Hence, can be raised in small towns, cities, farms, at background or commercial levels in villages. In addition, the meat appears as a if you want for it, the meat is a delicacy on the table to most families. They can be managed in a small space. A UDK 2002. Young African snails have various appetites. They are known to eat at least 500 different types of plants, including peanuts, beans, peas, cucumbers, and melon. If fruits or vegetables are not available, the snails will eat a wide variety of ornamental plants and tree bark. Akinuse again, 998. Their food includes grains, waste products, such as maize shaft, plantain peas, and succulent vegetables, including cabbage, pawpaw, pineapples, nuts, water leaf, including cabbage, pawpaw, nuts, cherry, water leaf, cassava, cocoyams, soft juice, and lettuce. Okay, for 2001. Okay, for 2001 also noticed that evaluation and estimation play a significant role in the snail's ability to breed, grow, and reproduce. Other foods eaten by snails are flowers, potatoes, yams, and carcasses like dead birds, orphan and dead ants, termites, and cockroaches. Adeyeye in 1996 reported that the snail ability to utilize a variety of readily available feeding materials to achieve appreciable weight gains under intensive management, and the high dietary value of meat make it a suitable and cheaper alternative to other animal protein sources. I assure you, snails are very cheap. I don't know what is happening in Ogun State, sir. They are very cheap because I have told you I eat snails always, and it's cheaper than other animals. From my point of view, the potentials for snails domestication and commercialization in Nigeria have not been fully exploited. Although Ajayi and Awesu, 1979, reported that snail is a profitable business. According to Akinbile, 1999, snail farming is one of the best, or at least one of the least recognized aspects of livestock production. We call micro livestock. The need for increased animal protein of the rural and urban Nigeria populace in the face of rising inflation has resulted in the increase of the cost of conventional animal protein sources. There is now a general shift from animal protein to plant sources because even the prices of fish are swelled above the reach of an average Nigerian. Hence, the rearing of snail is a source of income to the peasant farmers in rural areas. Snails have been shown to be rich in protein. Hence, it can compare favorably with crude protein content in beef, broiler meat, goat meat, mutton, and pork. Anamaye and Ajayi 1978 reported that snails have low lipid content and saturated fatty acids, which have important health issues and may be beneficial to hypertensive patients and others who do not take fatty foods. Health benefits of snail meat. Abisolu Olatunde of Tribune newspaper online 2022 highlighted the following health benefits of eating snail meat. Meat extracted from snails provides huge nutritional benefits, which help treat the eyes, reduce menstrual discomfort, toothache, itching, heart diseases, and other health conditions. Snails are rich in protein and vitamins, which help improve the immune system. Specifically, health benefits of snail meat include it builds the immune system. They are one of the most nutritious meat. This animal has great anti-inflammatory and antioxidant nutrients, which helps to build and strengthen the immune system. It lowers the risk of some diseases by protecting the body. A strong immune system prevents the body from being prone to various unwanted guests in the body. Number two, it treats and prevents diabetes. Snail meat contains vitamins and minerals that aid the nutriment and prevention of diabetes. It is high in vitamins A, B1, B2, B3, B6, B12, and E. These are antioxidants that reduce or prevent the risk of being diabetic. It prevents stroke. Snail meat is known to treat and prevent stroke. Do you know that eating snail helps to calm the nerves in the brain? Yes, snail meat lowers the risk of having a stroke by calming the nerves and also healing many cells that could be the reason for stroke. It also helps to reduce high blood pressure, which can be linked to stroke. 4, it improves oral health. Snail is high in phosphorus content. Phosphorus helps to improve healthy teeth and gums. Phosphorus is second to calcium level in the body, so it is usually concentrated in bones and teeth. Eating snail meat provides the teeth with the necessary structure and strength it needs. It prevents obesity. If you intend to lose weight, then snail meat is the best meat for you. It's quite dangerous, and the implication include diabetes. If you know that you are becoming very fat, eat snail. I assure you, everything will be okay. High fat foods like red meat with snail meat. Snail meat is in proper weight maintenance. It prevents cardiovascular diseases. Snail meat contains omega-3, a nutrient that lowers blood pressure. The risk of heart disease, hypertension, and cardiac arrest. It also helps prevent other cardiovascular diseases and strokes. Eating snail meat will prevent heart-related diseases that can tamper with your well-being. Also, the omega-3 compound in snail meat also helps pregnant women to have a healthy and clever infants. That is, if you are pregnant, your children will be healthy and clever. The omega-3 compound in snail meat also helps pregnant women to have healthy and clever infants. It promotes the growth of the child and also helps to properly develop the child's brain. Moreover, snails are a great source of the valuable actin, possesses anti-cancer properties, and helps in boosting the immune system and fighting against cancerous cells. The snail slime is extremely rich. It's fighting against cancerous cells. The snail slime is extremely rich in allantoin, collagen, and elastin, which is beneficial for the treatment of skin diseases and broken bones. The secretion also have a proper allantoin, collagen, and elastin, which is beneficial to the treatment of skin diseases and broken bones. The secretion also have a copper peptide, which is regarded as the only source of substitute manufactured for creating creams that are useful in minimizing scars and wounds. Medicinal properties of snail prosper. The mucus produced by snail is another valuable component used in traditional medicine. Snail mucus is rich in anatomy, collagen, elastin, glycolic acid, and antibacterial substances, making it effective for wounds healing and skin. That's CAFIC 2017. Traditional healers apply snail mucus to burn cuts and other skin conditions to promote faster healing and reduce inflammation. It is antibacterial properties, that is, its antibacterial properties are also beneficial in preventing infections. Traditional beliefs and practices. In Yoruba traditional medicine, snail meat and mucus have been used to treat a variety of ailments, including hypertension, respiratory diseases like asthma, bronchitis, coughs, gastrointestinal disorders. Content. Its meat is often recommended to boost, that is to boost the immune system. And among Igbo people, mucus is highly regarded as it is healing properties. It is commonly applied to wounds and other pieces. This practice is commonly applied to wounds, burns, and other skin conditions to promote healing and prevent infections. This practice is rooted in the observation that cells are regenerated, cells can regenerate their shells and heal quickly from injuries, which the traditional healers attribute to properties of their contents. Cultural significance of snail. Snails are culturally important in many communities in Nigeria, as it is often features in folk storytelling and traditional ceremonies. E.g., in certain Yoruba rituals, snails are used as offerings to appease to deities and then ancestors, indicating their potency and value in traditional medicine. Advantages and values of snail. Advantages of snail farming. Environment. Snails are environmental friendly because unlike poultry or pigs, neither the snail nor the droppings smell offensively. Snails can also be reared in the backyard. Also, snails some mature improves the organic content of the soil. Input, capital, technical, labor and financial inputs in simple snail farming are relatively low compared to those in other types of livestock like poultry, pigs, goats, sheep, and others. Snail farming meat, snail meat, that is snail meat. Snail meat is a good source of protein. It is rich in iron and calcium, but low in fat and cholesterol compared to other protein sources like poultry and pigs. Additionally, snail meat is tasty, tender, and highly nutritional, and it is majorly rich in protein, 12 to 16%, and all the essential amino acids. The protein in snails is of good quality with high levels of lysine, leucine, isoleucine, and valine. It is rich in iron, 45 to 50 milligram to kg, and calcium, but low in fat. It also has all the amino acids needed for human nutrition compared to other protein sources like poultry and pigs. The high iron content is considered important in the treatment of anemia. In addition, it is believed that the glandular, in the treatment of anemia, in addition, it is believed that the glandular substances from Oedipic snails cause agglutination of certain bacteria. Thus, snail could be of value against a variety of ailments. It serves as a ready cause of meat to the rural communities, where majority cannot afford high cost of cow meat. Snails are said to be medically valuable, and so for this reason, the demand for snail meat has increased over the years in both domestic and foreign markets. In recent years, however, white snail populations have declined considerably, primarily because of the impact of human activities such as deforestation, pesticide use, slash and burn in agriculture, spontaneous bushfires, at least uncontrolled bushfires, and massive collection of snails before they have reached maturity. It therefore follows that the production of snails is vital to the nutrition and economy of rural dwellers. Hindrances of snail farming: climate. Without expensive artificial means of climate control, snail farming is restricted to the humid tropical forest zone, which offers a constant temperature, high relative humidity related to the season, the dry season, and a fairly constant day, fairly constant day night throughout the year. That is, as you can see, they can't practice snail farming in the north as such because of high temperature there. But here in Ogun State, in a forest area, snail farming can be practiced because of the humid nature of this area. Cultural limits, they need a delicacy by some. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting my glasses because without my glasses, I can't read. Delicacy by some, whereas others will not even touch it for religious or cultural reasons. Some people will say that I said that can kill eyesight. I assure you, I'm still trying to do that so that I'll be able to rectify my. I won't be able to use glasses again. I will continue to eat snail. Growth. Snails are relatively slow growing animals. Furthermore, the consumable meat makes up only 40% of the snail total life weight. Consequently, snail farming is not a way to make money quickly. You can't make money quickly in the snail farm. Am I correct? Yes, our president. Yes, am I correct? Can you make money quickly in the snail farming? Quickly, are you sure? That is, you can become billionaire in snail farming. That's very good. I think I will continue to do that. Stay as a pest. Snails that have escaped from a farm or been dumped by a farmer may quickly develop into a serious pest in agriculture. For this reason, it must be emphasized that snail farming should be seen as only component in a diversified farming venture. Should be an integral part of farming, not you only major in and forget others. You have to do integrated snail farming. There are many examples of cases in which giant African landscapes were introduced to other parts of the world for farming, but were eventually dumped for allowed to, that is they were dumped for others without any natural elements. They end up destroying a wide range of agricultural crops and causing considerable economic damage. You will ask, how can snails damage agricultural crops? They damage you in the wild because they depend. If you have this water leaf, that's their food, and they will finish everything within they will have practiced that. Therefore, if you have a very soft vegetables, you have to be very careful with snail farming. The young African snails, forest snails, are considered a delicacy by people accustomed to consuming them, whereas other people, even within the same country, will not even touch, let alone eat them. For that reason, it is not advisable to start farming snails unless you absolutely sure someone will eat it. We call it social acceptability. The social acceptability of snails is very, very not many people consume snails. Now, if you want to establish your snail farming, do your social acceptability. Whether some people prefer snail farming to some people will eat your snails. But if you refuse to do social acceptability, Mr. Vice Chancellor, am I correct? Am I correct, that Mr. Vice Chancellor? Because nobody. Say farming and wealth creation. Let me conclude. It is important to know that awareness on slave production and utilization for health and wealth creation will go a long way to provide excellent platform for agricultural, industrial, pharmaceutical, and economic transformation in Nigeria. To achieve great results and impact, slave farmers should be encouraged on both small and large scale, and the same attention paid to other conventional livestock like poultry and pigs should be given to slave production. Having been made aware of the importance, slave production and utilization, there is need for a more aggressive approach to slave farming. Thank you and God bless. I'm sorry, I had to adjust my glasses always because my eyesight is not okay. Thank you very much. Let me thank the president and his team for inviting me. I'm very grateful indeed. Professor, thank you very much for supporting me. I assure you that we continue to support ourselves. And my dear people, thank you for attending. Just like you are very busy. We come to attend this. Thank you very much. My colleagues, my dear man, my dear, and all the students, I salute you all. God bless you. God bless you. I repeat again.
The keynote address by Professor I.A. Ayodele. Round of applause once again. Professor Ayodele, thank you so much, Baba, for that brilliant presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to recognize the presence of some of our plenary speakers and awardees who are now around. So I would like to bring them to the front for the investiture session. Please permit me to recognize one of the plenary speakers and awardees, and is the founder and CEO of Gas Invest Limited, Dr. David Ige, ably represented here by Professor S.E. Oladipo. A round of applause, please. Professor Oladipo. We have another plenary speaker and an awardee in our midst, and I would like to recognize him, the former Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture in Ogun State, Dr. Adeola Odedino, ably represented here by Professor J.W. Owoyele. A round of applause, please. Professor Owoyele, you are welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. Now, it is time for the investiture of 2024 NMS Awards. We have quite a sizable number of awardees, and they also double as plenary speakers. So we'd like to invite them for this particular session.
No, don't worry. Thank you very much. Let me, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor and the President of the Nigerian Malacological Society, let me especially welcome our own mentor, Professor T.O.S. Popola. Okay, right now we go into the investiture. The first is the investiture of the Fellow of the Nigerian Malacological Society. And on this honor, I have the permission of the Vice Chancellor and the President to invite the first recipient of the Fellow of Nigeria Malacological Society in person of the President of the Society himself, Professor Lawrence Ibom. Please come forward. I also want to invite Dr. Aziz to come and present the citation of Professor Ibom.
A brief citation of Professor Lawrence Ibom. RAS, MASAN, MNSAP, MNMS. Lawrence Ibom is a senior Malabite, having obtained his university degrees, B. Agric, Animal Science, MSc and PhD from the University of Calabar, Nigeria. He specialized in animal breeding and genetics at the postgraduate level. Professor Lawrence Ibom started his lecturing career at the then IBB College of Agriculture, Obubra, in the year 2000. The college became a campus of Cross River University of Technology, CRUTEC, Calabar in 2003. From CRUTEC, he moved to the Ebonyi State University, Abakaliki, in 2010. In 2011, he moved to the University of Calabar, where he grew to the rank of a professor in 2019. Professor Ibom is a prolific writer, highly productive, and enjoys teaching, demonstration, research, and mentoring. He is loved by his serious students because of his sound and thorough tutelage, coupled with his impactful mentoring upon them at all levels of education. He has consistently contributed to the development, widening, and strengthening of the scope of academics through his investigative research in animal breeding for over 2 decades. In fact, he is the first African to successfully cross the black skin and the white skin snails, Arachininga magnato staturalis. Pardon me for that. Professor Ibom has successfully supervised and mentored over 80 undergraduate projects in the Department of Animal Science of 3 universities. He has traversed his career. He has also mentored several postgraduate students, 8 MSc and 6 PhD. He has served as external examiner for the degrees of MSc and PhD at the University of Uyo, Uni Uyo, and Joseph Sarwan Tarka University, formerly the Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi. He has also served as external assessor to Professor Yakeda in Joseph Sarwan Tarka University and Alex Ekweme Federal University, Undufu Alike Ikwo. Professor Lawrence Ibom was a visiting scholar on adjunct appointment at the Ebonyi State University, Abakaliki, from 2011 to 2013 on a sabbatical leave and appointment at the University of Cross River State, formerly Cross River University of Technology, Calabar, in the 2021 to 2022 academic session. He has been an adjunct appointment in the University of Cross River State from 2023 to date. Professor Ibom served in various administrative capacities and committees in the 3 universities he has worked. Some of the positions include the student advisor, the departmental year 4C West coordinator, and the head of department. He has also served as member of the assessment panel for the staff promotion in the Department of Animal Science and Faculty of Agriculture, University of Calabar. He is a reviewer of several learned local and international journals. Professor Ibom is a member of professional bodies. Among them are Animal Science Association of Nigeria, Nigeria Society of Production, and the Nigerian Malacological Society, where he is the current national president. Professor Ibom has rendered several services at the community level to accomplish his tripartite nature of an academic. He served as chairman, school-based management committee, migrant science and technical secondary school, Ibalebo Adamawa 2018 to 2022, the chairman, neighborhood vigilante meeting, Abasi Enobong Estate, Ikotu Enobongs, and the member, NIAS Animal Genetics and Breeding Discipline Committee, 2014 to 2017. Professor Ibom is happily married to prophetess Mrs. Treasure Lawrence Ibom, and the union is blessed with 4 promising children, 3 boys and 1 girl. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and delight to present to you Professor Lawrence Hawugo Ibom for the decoration as a fellow of the Nigerian Malacological Society on this day, 13th of August, 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the honor to invite the Vice Chancellor, represented by Professor Olufemi Fatade, to come and decorate the recipient or fellow of the Nigerian Malacological Society.
On behalf of Nigerian Malacological Society, NMS, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I present this award of honor to Professor Lawrence Awugo Ibom as fellow of Nigerian Malacological Society in recognition of your contributions to the development and growth of malacology in Nigeria and beyond. On this day, 13th August 2024.
Thank you very much, the Vice Chancellor, and congratulations to the President of the Nigerian Malacological Society, Professor Lauren Igor. Congratulations once again. Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, as the President of Nigerian Malacological Society, may I have the honor to invite the second recipient of the Fellow of the Nigerian Malacological Society, the person of Professor Bernadette AGDK. Please come forward, ma'am. Please come forward, ma'am. May I invite Dr. Aziz to come and present the citation of Professor AGDK.
This is the citation of Professor Bernadette Nwadu AGDK. Professor Bernadette Nwadu AGDK was born in the 1960s in the family of late Mr. and Mrs. Isaac Inadi in Naka, Anambra State. She is married and blessed with children. She attended a primary and secondary schools in Anambra State and proceeded to the Federal University of Technology, Akure, where she obtained her first degree in 1989. She obtained a master's degree in 1991 at the University of Ibadan, and the PhD in 2000 at the Federal University of Technology, Akure. Professor Bernadette Nwadu AGDK obtained advanced certificate in environmental law and climate change in 2014 at the University of Lagos, and a diploma in environmental management in 2015 from Galilee Institute of Management, Israel. In 2016, she had Merit Award, Research Network on Giant African Land Snail, NatGals, presently Nigerian Malacological Society, NMS, in honor of her contributions and research work. She was chairman, local organizing committee for research, NatGals conference held in the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Nigeria, on the 4th to the 7th of June, 2017. Professor Bernadette Nwadu AGDK has over 70 publications from her research work, which were published in reputable peer-reviewed international and national journals and proceedings. She had attended both international and national conferences. In 2010, she was at the Third World Organization of Women in Science, TWOWS, General Assembly and International Conference, which was held in June 27th to 1st of July 2010 at Beijing, China. She attended World Congress on Agroforestry on the 10th to 14th of February 2014 at New Delhi in India. She's a member of the Organization for Women in Science for Developing Countries, OWSD. She's a member of Association of Women in Forestry and Environment, AWIFE, Nigeria. She's a member of Nigerian Malacological Society, NMS, and a member and fellow Wildlife Society of Nigeria, WISON. Professor Bernadette Nwadu AGDK has supervised 7 PhD students to completion, 10 master students to completion, and many undergraduate students. She's currently supervising 5 PhD students and she has contributed immensely to the global development of malacology through her various activities in and outside of the classroom. It is a great honor, ladies and gentlemen, to present to you Professor Benedict Nwadu Ejidike for decoration as a fellow of the Nigerian Malacological Society on this day, 13th day of August 2024.
Thank you very much, the Vice Chancellor, sir, and the President of the Nigerian Malacological Society of Nigeria. Permit me to invite the former President of the Nigerian Malacological Society, Dr. Akiwusi, FAO, to come and decorate Professor Ejidike. Thank you very much. Madam. Congratulations to Professor on the award of Fellow of the Nigerian Malacological Society. Rob is inviting all women of honor to join Professor in group photograph. Thank you very much. Thank you, you are appreciated. Having completed the Professional Fellowship Awards, we now go to the Honorary Fellowship Award of the Nigerian Malacological Society. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, sir. Thank you. Mr. Vice Chancellor, the President of the Nigerian Malacological Society, we now go to the Honorary Fellowship Award of the Society. Permit me to invite the first recipient of the Honorary Fellowship Award in person of Professor T.O.S. Bukola. So please come forward. While I invite Dr. I.A. Aziz to present the citation of Professor T.O.S. Bukola. Thank you very much.
This is the citation of Professor Temitope Olukayode Sunday Popola, TOS Popola. Temitope Olukayode Sunday Popola is a professor of applied microbiology in the College of Biosciences, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria. Born in Ilaro Yewa over 68 years ago, he was the Dean of College of Natural Sciences of the university between 2010 and 2014. Prior to this appointment, he was the head of the Department of Microbiology and the former head of the Department of Biological Sciences at the TASUED University of Education, Ijagun, Ijebu-Ode, during his sabbatical years in the university in 2007 and to 2009 and 2015 to September 2016. He's a PhD graduate of the University of Reading, England, also holds a bachelor degree in botany and a master's degree in plant pathology and applied microbiology of the University of Jos. He has been actively involved in research and teaching at the university level and other extension activities aimed at impacting on people's life for over 40 years. He was an Ogun State government scholar for his BSc, a federal government scholar for his master's degree, and a Commonwealth scholar in the United Kingdom for his PhD. Professor Popola also owed a certificate in management of the University of Reading. He also won the Arthur Olicia Grant for research at the United Kingdom, to mention a few. He serves as an assessor and examiner in many Nigerian universities. He served on several universities' committees. He is an alumnus of the Galilee Institute, Israel, and the London Academic Business School. He has attended courses, seminars, and conferences in several countries. Temitope Popola is a seasoned manager and administrator who, in addition to his university administrative experiences, has also served as a personal assistant to the Honorable Minister of State for Education. He was on the Executive Council of Ogun State Government as the State Commissioner for Special Duties, started with the schedule of duties of the State Deputy Governor, and was later reappointed as the State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development in Ogun State. Once a member of the Governing Council of the Federal University of Agriculture, representing Senate, Professor Popola was also a member of the Governing Council of the Olabisi Onabanjo University as a government nominee in 2012 to 2016. He also served on the Governing Council of the Ogun State Polytechnic. He was also a member of the Assessment and the Visitation Panel to ICT Monotechnics in Ogun State. He's a member of the Nigerian Institute of Management, as well as that of several national and international academic societies, including the Applied Microbiology International, the Chartered Institute of Environmental Health, the Institute of Biology, United Kingdom, among others. He has over 60 publications to his credit. Popola has carried out several scientific research and published papers on the popular Yewa condiment, Osho. Oh, sure. Thank you, sir. In 2016, he was honored with the chieftaincy title of Bobajiroro of Ilaroyewa by His Royal Majesty Obakende Olugbende, MFR, FNESV. Professor Popola special interest in youth and community development. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to present to you Professor Temitope Sunday Popola for decoration as an honorary fellow of the Nigerian Malacological Society, today, 13th of August, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I have the honor to invite the former president of NMS, Dr. Akinusi FAO, to decorate, to present the award to Professor Popola. Hearty congratulations to our own mentor, Professor TASUED Popola. Congratulations once again. Yes, the Vice Chancellor is here to take photograph with Professor Popola. Also, the President of NMS is here. I'm sure other dignitaries are joining the photography with Professor TASUED Popola. He is a mentor, he's a father. I'm very sure people from the biological science department will also want to take a photograph with Professor TASUED Popola. Biological science department. Okay, thank you very much. Hello, Yansale. Sorry. Okay, thank you, sir, very much. Congratulations again to Professor TASUED Popola. In no particular order, okay. In no particular order, the next recipient in the honorary awards series is the Dr. David Ige. Dr. David Ige is ably represented by our own Dr. S.E. Oladipo. So may I invite Professor S.E. Oladipo to please come forward to receive the award on behalf of Dr. Ige. I also invite Dr. Aziz to present the citation of Dr. Ige, please.
A brief citation of Dr. David Ige. Dr. David is the founder and the chief executive officer of the GAVINVEST Limited, a bespoke natural gas consulting and project development company in Nigeria. He's also the CEO of Gas Hub Limited, for gas distribution and marketing company, and the Riverside Energy Limited, a 1.2 MTPA LNG project development company. David was Group Executive Director, Gas and Power at the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, the Nigerian National Oil Company in 2011 to 15. He also held roles as advisor to the Honorable Minister of Petroleum. Prior to NNPC, he worked in strategy consulting with Accenture Energy Practice in London, and as a petroleum engineer with Shell International Petroleum Company in Scotland, United Kingdom, and Nigeria. He has held diverse board positions, including member of the board of the NNPC, the board member of the Brass Energy Company, the chairman of the Nigerian Shipping and Mining Company, subsidiary of NNLNG, the chairman of the board of West African Gas Pipeline Company. He is currently independent non-executive board member of the Frontier Oil Limited. David is an author and champion of the development and implementation of Nigerian Gas Master Plan, the maiden national gas policy document for Nigeria. He also had the responsibility to drive NNPC's gas and power business, including his shareholding in various energy businesses. Currently, David is leading the project development for $800 million small-scale energy project with 1.2 MTPA capacity in Nigeria. He is also lead for the Nigeria Equatorial Guinea gas project targeted at backfilling EGNLG plant. David is the lead author of the book, Understanding Natural Gas in Nigerian Perspective. He holds a first-class BSc Mechanical Engineering from the University of Lagos, a PhD in Engineering from Cambridge University, United Kingdom, and an MBA from the University of Aberdeen, Scotland. He is a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and a member of the Society of Petroleum Engineers. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you Dr. David Ige for the Honorary Fellow Award of the Nigerian Malacological Society, today, the 13th of August, 2024.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, the President of NMS, may I invite Professor I. Ebenso to present the awards on behalf of the Society.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Nigeria, award of honor to Dr. David Ige as an honorary fellow.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to Dr. Ige on this award of Fellow of the NMS. Okay, thank you very much. The next is no other but Alayelua Oba Dr. Abdurrashid Banjo, the Olokine of Ojowo land, ably represented by the Olori that we have here, Olori Omotobi Banjo. Please come forward and receive on behalf of KBC. Thank you very much. May I call on Mr. Adeshina to present the citation of Alayelua Oba Abdurrashid Banjo, the Olokine of Ojowo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The citation of Alayeluwa Oba Dr. Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo. Alayeluwa Oba Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo was born on September 20, 1970, and attended Christ Apostolic Church School, Ijebode Grammar School, Kegbo High School, and Abusi Odumare Academic for his primary and secondary education, respectively. He sat for school certificate examination and passed with 5 distinctions and 4 credits in 1988. Gained admission to University of Agriculture, now Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, where he studied agricultural economics and farm management, graduating with second-class upper division in 1998. Oba Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo was actively involved with school politics. Hence, he was the 3rd executive president of Association of Agricultural Economics Students and also a member of Students' Representative Council. Alayeluwa Oba Dr. Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo served with United Bank for Africa and was subsequently retained after service to take up his banking career. A very result-oriented individual, and he subsequently moved to Oceanic Bank, now EcoBank, and later to FCMB, where he rose to the level of Southwest Regional Director in public sector banking. Oba Abdulrasheed has substantial interest in agriculture and real estate and passion for education. He holds a master's degree in economics, master's in business administration from Olabisi Onabanjo University and Ekiti State University, respectively, and of the class 2024 PhD graduating students from Babcock University, Ileshan. His PhD specialization is energy economics. Oba Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo was enthroned as Olokine of Ojowo on 24th of May 2019, and he is currently the Secretary of Ijebu Igbo and Ijebu North Council of Obas. Since his enthronement, Oba Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo has left no one in doubt as to his special interest in education as the only liberation tool through yearly organization of quiz competition for primary and post-primary schools in Ijebu North local government. Alayeluwa Oba Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo is a fellow of Chartered Institute of Marketing of Nigeria and Institute of Data Processing Management of Nigeria. He is married to Olori Omoba Oluyinka Banjo, and the marriage is blessed with children. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you today Alayeluwa Oba Dr. Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo, the Olokine of Ojowo, for his honorary fellowship award decoration on this day, 13th of August 2024. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chancellor, the President of NMS. May I invite the representative of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Olupemi Patade, to present the award on behalf of the NMS. Thank you very much.
Malacological Society in the recognition of non-valuable support towards the growth and development of the society on this 30th day of August 2024.
You are presenting. No. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the Olokine of Ojowo, Oba Dr. Abdurrashid Abayomi Banjo. Thank you, and congratulations. Yes, without wasting much time, we go to the next recipient of the Honorary Fellowship Award of the Nigerian Malacological Society, in person of the former Commissioner for Agriculture in Ogun State, Professor. The former Commissioner for Agriculture in Ogun State, Dr. Samson Adeola Odedina, who is ably represented here today by our own professor, Professor J.W. Owoyele. May I also invite Mr. Adesina to present the citation of Dr. Odedina. Thank you.
Thank you. The presentation of the profile of Dr. Samson Adeola Odedino, former Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Ogun State. Dr. Odedino attended Lishabi Grammar School, Idiaba, Abeokuta, Ogun State, from 1979 to 1984. Federal College of Agriculture, Akure, from 1984 to 1986. Federal College of Agriculture, Ibadan, from 1987 to 1989. He holds a MSc in Crop Science from River State University of Science and Technology, Port Harcourt, and PhD in Crop Production from the Federal University of Technology, Akure. In addition, he holds a postgraduate certificate in agricultural education from Wolverhampton Polytechnic, now Wolverhampton University, United Kingdom. His exposure to various teaching methods, including how to deliver agricultural skills sessions at Staffordshire College of Agriculture, United Kingdom, and Upper Adams College, United Kingdom, while on teaching practice at Wolverhampton Polytechnic, greatly enriched his career and also enabled him pass the knowledge and skills to generation of young farmers. He had a brief stint as a village extension agent with the Ogun State Agricultural Development Program, OGADEP, in Ajebo Village, Obafemi Owode local government from 1986 to 1987. During his one-year work experience on completion of his national diploma in general agriculture from the prestigious University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, School of Agriculture, Akure, Ondo State. He obtained a postgraduate certificate in vegetable science and technology from Beijing Vegetable Research Center, China, in 2000. Post-PhD certificate in biotechnology from Brazilian Corporation for Agricultural Research in Brazil, 2001. In 2003, Dr. Odedino was selected by Australia Aid, an Australian government award, as one of the 2 Nigerian scientists. They were part of a group of 21 scientists across Africa who understudied commercial agriculture in Australia as part of a joint facilitation by the governments of Nigeria and Australia. He joined the services of the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, School of Agriculture, now Federal College of Agriculture in Akure, Ondo State, Nigeria, on the 27th of September 1990, and rose through the ranks to the position of Chief Lecturer in the Department of Crop Production in 2021. He later served as the coordinator of World Bank West Africa Productivity Project, WAP, and FAO, FGN, SSC, Regional Multi-Service Extension Center at the college prior to his appointment as the Provost and Chief Executive Officer of the institution in January 2015, as the first alumnus to occupy the position since the inception of the institution in 1957. Dr. Odedina. Dr. Odedina currently serves as a member of the International Board of Harvest Plus Solution and consultant agronomist to Harvest Plus about fortification, cassava and maize projects. Outstanding Leadership Achievement Award by the University of Wolverhampton, United Kingdom, Alumni Association, Illustrious Personality of the Year Award by Ogun State Government in November 2017, Letter of Commendation by the Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture, November 2017 and 2018, Award of Excellence by All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter, February 2020, Leadership and Academic Excellence Award by the National Association of Heads of Colleges of Agriculture and Related Disciplines, to mention but a few. Dr. Odedino has over 60 publications in national and international media. He is happily married with children. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Samson Adeola Odedino for his Honorary Fellowship Award decoration on this day, 13th of August, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I invite Professor Ademolu to present the award on behalf of the NMS.
On behalf of Nigerian, I am presenting the award to Dr. Samson Adeola Odedino, Honorary Fellow of Nigerian.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you so much. And congratulations to the former Commissioner for Agriculture in Ogun State, Dr. Odedino. Thank you very much. And it is my pleasure to invite the next recipient of the Fellowship Award of the NMS in person of Prince Dr. Habib Stephen Temitope. Please come forward for the recipient of your award. Thank you very much. And I also invite Dr. Aziz to present the citation of Prince Temitope Habib Stephen.
Prince Dr. Habib Stephen, a result-driven agricultural economist with a PhD in agricultural economics from the Babcock University and a solid agricultural development and management background. He has over a decade of hands-on experience as a leader in the poultry and agribusiness sector, consistently delivering exceptional results even during challenging periods in Nigeria's agricultural landscape. He demonstrates commitment to academic excellence and expertise in the field, gaining his MSc in Agricultural Development Economics from the University of Reading, United Kingdom, with the Merit Award showcasing international exposure and in-depth knowledge in agricultural projects, planning and management, development finance, policy analysis, and more. Prince Dr. Habib Stephen is the MD of King's Farms Limited, successfully navigating and expanding poultry, field mill, piggery, fishery, plantation, snailery, and forestry operations. He exhibits financial management and strategic planning expertise, and has established an efficient database system for comprehensive farm operations, monitoring, and analysis. He has a proven ability to handle procurement and expenses with a focus on quality and cutting inefficiencies. He has attended many trainings, seminars, and exhibitions both locally and internationally. He is an author and has published papers and articles in national journals. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to present to you Dr. Prince Habib Stephen, as he is being decorated as an honorary fellow of the Nigerian Malacological Society today, 13th of August 2024. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor, sir, President of the NMS, may I have the honor to invite Professor A.T. Olaumi to present the award. Thank you very much. I think it is the pleasure of Dr. to invite his wife to receive the award along with him. Please come forward.
Dr. Adetitu Habib, when you have two doctors together, professor is loading in financial management and analysis. Nigeria Malacological Society, NMS, presents award of honor to Prince Dr. Habib Stephen Temitope as honorary fellow of the Nigeria Malacological Society in recognition of your valuable support towards the growth and development of the society on this 13th day of August 2024 at TASUED, Ijagun, Ogun State. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations to Dr. Habib Stephen Temitope, and want to extend our royal greetings to His Royal Highness Oba Habib Awobajo, JP, the Limeri of our Ijebu. Please, yes, please extend our greetings to him, sir. Congratulations once again. And take that one first. Take that one. We'll take others. Okay. And that should be royal photography. Okay, thank you very much. While we round off the session of the award recipients, we want to invite one of the recipients of honorary fellowship award today to, on behalf of other recipients, appreciate and make brief comments. May I have the pleasure to invite our own mentor once again, Professor T.O.S. Popola.
Permit me to stand on or sit on the existing protocol. But even while doing that, I'll do special recognition for whoever is the representative of the Vice Chancellor and the executive of NMS. I am not here to make a long speech, just to say thank you. Ideally, if I say thank you, then my job is finished. But I'll make some comments. I have this association with the society almost 10, 15 years. When I was the dean, they had a conference at FUNAB, and it was one of the most successful conferences of that time. And because I left, not that I ran away, I came to TASUED. So I lost touch with the activities of the society until I saw the poster for this conference. I said, oh, this is very good. That it's not too far away. And in appreciation of that, one day somebody came to my house and brought snail. Daddy, emaje igbi is good for your health. And I said, this is a research tool. This is something that should bring money, wealth for us in this country. That we just destroy things anyhow. I am happy this society has come to stay and you are propagating ideally the key issues involved in your activities. Production, utilization for good health. May God help us all. I will, on behalf of every other awardee, I want to appreciate the society for bringing me out. A few days ago, I was on the hospital bed, and it was speculated, no, you can't make it. I said, look, this is the thing to do. And the Lord God that we serve will strengthen us. This society will live, that one day I won't be there. You will be celebrating 100 years anniversary of this society. The journey of many years, many miles, starts with one step. If you have done 10, 15 years on as a society, you will surely do 100. I want to thank you once again on behalf of every other person that you recognized, and I wish the society very well. Anytime, call on me. I am always there. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate you. The Vice Chancellor, the President of the NMS, permit me to quickly say that we want to have a brief presentation by the Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Service. Very brief one, sir. Am I permitted? Okay, thank you very much. So on this note, I invite the presenter, CQ Dr. SMAJ David, to come and present to us on behalf of the Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand on the existing protocols. It's going to be a very, very short presentation. The Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service on this day, we want to congratulate the Malacological Society of Nigeria on their 12th annual conference. Congratulations. This afternoon, we're going to be making a short presentation on the quarantine guidelines and regulations for the export of snails into the EU and into the UK. Introduction. So who are we? The Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service, acronymed NAQS, is an agency of the federal government of Nigeria under the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. We are saddled with the responsibility of prevention of the introduction, spread, and establishment of foreign and exotic pests and diseases of animals, their products, plants, their products, aquatic resources into the country and out of the country. We also facilitate international trade on agro-commodity. How do we do that? We're actually a signatory. We are the government-approved authority, and we're a signatory to international treaties, among which are the WTO, that's the World Trade Organization, the IPPC, that's the International Plant Protection Convention, the WO, that's World Organization of Animal Health, and CITES, and a whole lot of them. So we try to make exporters and intending exporters meet up with the requirements of exporting countries or importing countries now. We make them meet up with such requirements before exports can take place. And in line with the theme, in line with the main theme of this year's convention, snail production, utilization for health and wealth creation. We are going to be focusing on the aspect of the wealth creation because that is what we facilitate. We facilitate exports. The NAQS is also stationed. Our operational areas are mainly the international airports, the seaports, the international land borders, and then we are at designated interstate control post. We issue the phytosanitary and the sanitary certificates, and we do this by inspection and certification of products before they can go out. And we are actually science-based, so we conduct inspections, we collect samples, we do examination, and when everything goes on perfectly, we release and issue certificates that accompany these products to the countries. Now, for the aspect of snail exports. Snail exports is an export that currently is ongoing in the country, but we feel is an aspect that has not been tapped into fully. It's still not harnessed to the fullest. We have quite a number of snail exporters, and we want to give a little education to intending exporters on how to go into it at the international stage. So these are the NAQS requirements. Sorry, please, the previous, the introduction. Okay, the next, please. Thank you. So these are the NAQS requirements for intending exporters for snail exports. We desire that all intending exporters must be duly registered with NAQS, and then NEPC, that's Nigerian Export Promotion Council, and they should have the CAC certification also. We prefer to deal with entities and not just individuals, because in this international trade, we usually do what we call traceability, tracing back to the origin. It's a long way, it's a long process, so we should know who we are dealing with. Then the snails must be sourced from export premises that has been duly inspected by NAQS. You know, I earlier said we do inspection and certification, still all in line with traceability. We will not want you to just go pick up snails from anywhere and then package it, and then you tell us you're an exporter. No, it doesn't go that way. We will want to come visit your facility, inspect it. There are specific EU rules and regulations and guidelines that are set out by the EU for the purpose of snail exports. So we must make sure it falls in line with all of these requirements. So we do inspection, we do certification, and we now formally certify your facility or establishment fit for exports before we can now go further to introduce you to the EU authorities and file for an enlistment for you. I will explain further. Okay. So the snails now, after doing your inspection on everything, the snails for exports must be cleaned, obviously clean, they are dirt-free, free from contamination, soil, feces, anything that is dirt on them, they must be thoroughly cleaned. Then there should be a proper, after that, we do, because snails for export must be processed snails, processed in the form that they are either frozen, or they are dried, or they are fried, but not live snails. So these snails, after being properly processed, they are meant to be packaged. There are specific sampling packages that some of this country will specifically request for. So all of these things, we guide accordingly. Then the labeling too, it is actually labeled accordingly too. They have some specific items or requirements that must be on this labeled package. It must also follow in line. So each country has a specification. So we, as the agency of the government, the regulatory agency of the government, we help meet up these specifications. Then we also issue, I said we issue the phytosanitary and the sanitary certificates. So the health certificate now is going to be a quarantine sanitary certificate attesting to the condition of the snails. And then there's also going to be a microbiological test that is going to be carried out on every sample, every batch, not every sample now, but every batch. You do a random sampling, pick up the ones, take to the lab, most especially test for salmonella, test for E. coli, and certify it free before. And all of these are accompanying documents that must go with it. Then the common veterinary entry document, otherwise known as the CVED, is the EU certificate. They record, because they produce that certificate and we get it, we fill it on your behalf, sign on your behalf, and it accompanies the package. We also need a physical, at the point of registration, actually, there's going to be, we get all of these important information, the name, the physical address, because we want to trace back. Next, please. Okay, these are the EU regulations, Commission regulations that we always have to be in conformity with. There are lots of them. The EC number 852 speaks about the hygienic practices on the premises. So everything, when we do inspection, everything we would check and make sure it falls in line. Then that's number 853 speaks about the hygienic rules for food of animal origin. It's animal origin. So we also address that. Then this for the microbiological analysis. So now traces. Traces is trade control and expert system. And this is the European Commission platform for animal and plant health certification required for the importation of animal products, food, feed of non-animal origin into the EU. The NAQS is the competent authority in Nigeria, and we manage the enlistment of approved establishments. It is after inspection and certification of your facility, and it passes, it's okay, that we now officially meet, we don't meet them face to face, but we communicate. We now officially meet the EU concerning this particular establishment. It's been duly inspected by us, it's been certified fit, and we want it to be enlisted as an establishment in Nigeria for the export of snails. It is only the approved authority in Nigeria that can do it, and the NAQS in this instance is the approved authority. So going back, we have done quite a number of enlistments. Just this year, we have about more than 11 snail exporters being enlisted on the platform of Traces. So for these ones, at any given point in time, they can go into the EU with their products or the UK with their products. For the UK, there's also another different aspect of enlistment. You do EU does not mean you can take into the UK and Great Britain. You must also do that of the UK and Great Britain. But that is why we are here, and we are here to always help and to facilitate trade. At any given point in time, you're interested in snail exports, meet the NAQS officially, introduce yourself. We give you the guidelines. You do the necessary things. We come, we do the inspection. We are okay, we are satisfied. We do the certification. Then we now officially apply for the enlistment. It's a process. It's a process, but we have done it over and over and over. And on the UK side, on the EU side, we have quite a number of Nigerian exporters who on a weekly basis take out frozen snails, dried snails, or smoked snails out of Nigeria, and it is accepted. Why is this enlistment actually very important? It is important because you do not take any product into the UK and you think you can just take it in. It will be destroyed because there are specific designated border control posts which these products pass through. At the border control post, you might say, yes, but after all, it has gotten into the UK. Has it gotten into the country? No. At the border control post, your details will be checked. is this person enlisted? Is this company enlisted? Is this agent enlisted? He is not. It will either be destroyed or it will be brought back to Nigeria. So we do not want that to happen. We know we have good products in Nigeria, and it is something that is greatly sorted out for in the UK, in the EU. And so we always encourage intending exporters or exporters that have not yet enlisted to go through this route. Thank you. Okay, that's for the Great Britain. Then, yeah, these are samples of very simple presentation of a snail production facility. We will have showed very sophisticated one, but we prefer to bring, you can get it started with something as simple as this. Please, let's see the next picture. Then this is the process. Hygiene must be utmost, is of utmost concern to us. Then these are some of the packaging. They're well packaged. You see it and you do not even know that it's the normal snails we see in our backyard. Then it's the cold chain is something that must always be maintained. Into the EU, UK, it's minus 18 degrees centigrade, and it must get into that place at exactly that temperature. Conclusion. In a bid to promote the non-oil export in Nigeria, snail export is a gold mine that is yet to be fully explored. Although it has a great market demand in Nigeria, internationally, the demand is enormous, considering the health, the cosmetic, and the wealth benefits. NAQS believes with a little value addition to this product, it can transcend the international market, yielding good income and an increase in GDP. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the president of the NMS, we appreciate the presenter on behalf of the Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Service. Thank you very much. Whoever has questions will meet them before they go for more clarification on what has been presented. Mr. Vice Chancellor, the president of NMS, permit me to invite Dr. Ogundele, the secretary of the LOC, to present the vote of thanks. Dr. Ogundele, please.
Good afternoon, everybody, once again. It's a privilege for me, on behalf of the local organizing committee, to deliver this vote of thanks. I want to extend a special thanks to the Vice Chancellor, ably represented. We also want to thank all the plenary speakers, guest speakers. We also appreciate all our awardees. We extend our thanks as well to the president of the Nigerian Malacological Society and also all the members of the executives of the association. We are also extending our thanks to all the participants, all the directors, deans, HODs, who have made out time, out of no time, to attend this conference, the day one of this conference. We sincerely appreciate you, and we wish you all the best. Special thanks also goes to our participants and our students who have also been wonderful. Greatest Nigerian students, we appreciate you. We thank all our partners and all the sponsors of this program. Some of them include King's Farm, the Diadem Integrated Enterprises, Gas Invest, and also we are especially thanking the Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service for their presentation and for partnering with us. We wish you all the best in all your endeavors, and we hope that when we come tomorrow, we'll have a fruitful deliberation. Thank you once again for
for your time. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. E.O. Ogundele, for the vote of thanks. We'll have very quickly, we go to the last lap of today's activity, which is the plenary session. But before that, we have good photograph with the Vice Chancellor and the President of the NMS and also the executives of the NMS, as well as the award recipients. Thank you very much. Good photograph, please. The Vice Chancellor, please. Here, sir. Here, sir. The Vice Chancellor and the President of the NMS. Okay, the Deans, Vice Chancellor and the President of the NMS, first, very quickly, please. Deans, Directors, HODs. Deans, Directors, and HODs here present. Deans, Directors, and HODs, along with the Chairman of the LOC. This side. Thank you very much. Hold on. Okay. Yes. Award recipients should be ready, please. Award recipients. Members of the executive of NMS to get ready. Chairman LOC. Chairman LOC should join, please. Okay. Members of the executive of the NMS. Members of the LOC should get ready, please. Members of the executive of the NMS. Hey, Lilo. Hey, Lilo. LOC, please. LOC members. LOC members, very quickly, please.
More music on trendybeats.com.
LOC members, very quickly. Okay. I'm also one of them. Sorry.
Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. In love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. Girl, I'm in love with your booty bounce. In love with your booty bounce.
Thank you very much. So we go to the last lap of today's activities, which is the plenary session, where we have our elder scholars that will present to us on various topics. The first among them that I'll be inviting is our dear Professor BJO Ayanrinde. Okay, music. Music.